Hello everybody and welcome back to the Baked by Bella kitchen here in Ystrad Mynach in South Wales. Annabelle's been kind enough to let me come along and do some baking here today in her beautiful kitchen, and we're going to be making a couple of Easter recipes. The first one is going to be this Simnel cake, which is a lovely traditional Easter recipe. So if you're ready, let's get started. Start with 115 grams of stork, because I also bake with stork, and 150 grams of golden caster sugar. And then we're just going to give that a good beating till it's light and fluffy. There we are, so that's sort of beaten in now. It's not as light as normal caster sugar because obviously you've got the golden caster sugar there. So I'm just going to get an egg. I do crack one straight in. And I'm also going to add in a little bit of the flour. That's 225 grams of flour, but the full recipe will be in the description down below if you do want to make the recipe. And then we're just going to add the second egg. Give that another blitz. That's looking nice and creamy now. So I'm going to add in the remainder of my flour, and I also always add a pinch of salt to my baking. Just brings out the flavour of whatever you're making. Then we get 225 grams of just plain sort of mixed fruit. That goes straight in. This is really simple, this recipe. This is something you could whip up in the morning before you're making the lamb for your Easter dinner. And then I've got 75 grams of glacé cherries, and we're not going to need that anymore, so we'll put that to one side. And we're just basically going to fold all this together. And that's the cake mix made. Really easy. The decoration is also nice and simple as well. So if you are wanting to make something but you got everyone coming over, you know, you could make this a couple of days ahead, put in a tin, it'll be all ready and lovely then. Impress people without, you can impress people, because I said that wrong. Impress people. You can impress people without, you know, putting yourself through a lot of stress and pressure. So that's the cake mix made. I've got a 6-inch tin here. It's not loose bottomed or anything. The cake should come out nice and easy. And I've just got a bit of kitchen roll, and I actually line my tins with Trex. The reason I use Trex is because it's completely flavourless, and it costs about like 80p a tub, I think.
Fraction of butter.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I'm going to put a nice blob in the bottom. The idea is that you should be able to see the sort of the glistening of it, but not like big lumps of the fat. We're going to start by lining the sides, which I don't normally do for normal sponge cakes, but for the fruit one we're going to. And what I've done, I've cut a strip, and then I've cut these like fringe at the bottom. Helps it to sit in the bottom of the pan. Just folding them into the bottom. Nice and neat there. Perfect. No, not quite. But it's not too bad. No. And then we're going to double line the bottom. So we're going to put one piece in, and then another piece.
Any reason for the double lining?
Just because of the length of time this is going to take. So it's going to be in there for about an hour and 20 minutes. So we don't want the outside to cook too quickly. Before we actually fill our cake tin, I'm just going to use it as a template for our marzipan. Because what's in the centre of the Simnel cake is a piece of marzipan. Okay. And that will bake down in, and you'll have the marzipan flavour through the fruit cake. I'll just give this a quick sort of knead to make it a bit more malleable. Then I've just got some icing sugar, which I'm going to put down, and then we're just going to roll it out. You want a nice sort of thickness, just thinner than a pound coin, that sort of thickness, because you obviously want to be able to taste it in the middle of the cake. So I'm just going to use my cake tin now so that we know we've got the right size. I'm just going to take it around with a knife. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. And then we can start adding our cake mix now. So we're going to put about half in. I'm not going to weigh it. I'm just flattening that down now so it's nice and even. Then we're going to pop in our disc of marzipan. We can flatten that down a little bit more. And then we're going to pop the rest of the mix in. And that is as simple as it is. There we are. So we're going to bake this now at 130. I'm going to check it after an hour, but it usually needs about an hour and 20 minutes. There we are. Can you pop that in for me? Yeah. Thank you. I've let it cool for a little bit in the pan, but it's a nice golden brown, and we're just going to move that out. So that's looking nice. We let that cool now, and then we can decorate it with the marzipan. Cake's fully cool now, so we're ready to decorate it, and I think you can just make out the line of the marzipan. Yeah. You're going to start by just glazing the very top of the cake with a bit of apricot jam. Would you mind doing that for me? Yeah, of course. And I'm going to roll out some more marzipan to make another sheet for the top of the cake. Do you know why you use apricot jam rather than any other jam to stick it? No. It's because it's pretty much flavourless.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, that's the reason. And I'm probably going to do this sheet just a little bit thicker than the one that we put in the centre. Got my cake pan again. I'm going to cut around that. I'm going to be a little bit more careful this time to actually get a nice finish, because this is going on the top. There we are. And by using the cake pan, you know you're getting exactly the right size. So I'm just going to lay this on top of my cake. And then I'm just going to neaten around the edges with my fingers. The almond smells lovely, doesn't it? Okay, so pop that to one side. And then what we're going to do is going to make 11 balls on top. So do you want to give me a hand to make them? I think you can have 6 and I'll have 5 because yours is slightly bigger than mine.
Okay, how big do they need to be?
I don't know. Just like
that big.
Quite like, we don't want them too big for the cake. So yeah, like that sort of size.
Okay.
And we put 11 on the cake to represent the disciples of Jesus minus Judas Iscariot, the traitor. So, do you know how to get rid of that sort of line down the middle? Yep. So it's a trick I saw with Paul Hollywood on Bake Off that he does with bread rolls. So basically you take the ball and you roll it in on itself, and then you start rolling. And you should come out completely creaseless. There's going to be odd amounts, so I'm not sure how far apart to put them. I'm just going to put a little bit of the jam on the bottom and just sort of space them out nicely. That might be a bit too far, I'm thinking. Traditionally, what you would do is put this under the grill to colour the top of the marzipan, which I don't like doing because it's scary. It's terrifying. Make a beautiful cake, then you put it under the grill, or you can like flame throw it, you know, with the. So what I do is I cheat, and I add a little bit of cocoa powder.
Oh, okay.
So you're still having that bit of colour, but without the scary part. So I'm just gonna literally just dust them slightly. Sounds a bit mad, right? But it comes out and it looks quite similar. So. Yeah, can you imagine putting like a fully cooked cake back in?
How long are you meant to grill it for?
Like 30 seconds, it's ridiculous. And it does, in the beginning I did used to do that, but it used to go so quick. You didn't have the black balls. Blood ball jokes here, you know. Okay, so we're all ready to dive in now. You look forward down the slice?
Yeah, I've never tasted it before.
I'm just going to pop it. You can see there's quite a lot of fruit in there, and you can just make
the
out
marzipan layer.
the marzipan as well.
Yeah, looks good. Thank you.
Up to you a bit, isn't it? Right, ready to bite?
Yeah. I'm going to have a bit with marzipan. Nice, fruity.
But it's quite light, isn't it? As opposed to like a Christmas cake, which is quite heavy. If you do fancy giving this recipe a go, all of the details and the quantities will be down below. Also, Bella and I have made quite a few other videos together today, and the links for those will be down below, including some beautiful little gluten-free Easter cupcakes and also some Easter brownies, which are just perfect for the kids. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also leave us a big thumbs up. Thanks very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye! Bye!